Welcome to the first Chakra Vision podcast. And today I've got Oliver Curtis and Alex Hope joining me. And it is an absolute honor to have you guys on board. How are you guys doing?
Good, man. It's beautiful to be here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us, mate. Thank you for having us. Pleasure to be here, honestly.
Even though the only thing that's going to be going out is the audio, man, I've got these guys on video in front of me. You guys both look beautiful, man. I'm telling you.
Beautiful, mate. I like your dressing gown.
Yes.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, it's a bit cold. It's rainy today. But yeah, how's lockdown going? Let's talk about that.
It's good, man. To be honest, I think we're making the most of it. We're still in Bath, and I think we're doing all right. To be honest, mate. It's obviously, it's shit what's going on. It really is. But I think like the thing we're doing at the moment is just try and stay positive and like keep moving forward in our lives. Doing what we can do.
Yeah, I think that is the only thing you can do at the moment, I think.
Yeah, it's always important just to not let the external circumstances are always going to be outside your control. So it's just important to
I love that. I love that. I mean, that is the way we look at it. That is the way we look at it, or have been looking at it. And that's what's been, well, personally for me, that's what's been keeping me going as well. Just being at home 24/7. But I've been okay, thank you. I've been well, just talking to you guys every day on the phone, FaceTimes, missing you guys.
You're smashing it. I also wanted to say congratulations for your track, mate.
Oh, hell yeah, man.
Mate, mate, honestly, it's really great. It really is. It takes a lot of balls to put something out, whatever it is, where you're making yourself vulnerable like that. I think it's really good, man. I like the art as well.
Thank you so much.
As well, and the producing is sick as well. So
thank you so much. The producing goes out to boy Lagoshi, so a quick shout out there. But thank you so much, man. It was the first song that I wrote in Nepalese, so it was a bit of a hit and miss, but I just thought, let's just post it. There is no, that's it. But that's out of the way now. So today, what are we going to talk about? The India project.
That's it, man. The India project.
The India project.
That's the sort of working title, I guess.
Yeah. So what is the India project about? I don't even know. I mean, we have talked about it briefly. I remember, but we haven't actually, I don't actually know the details as to what it's about.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, what the hell, man? It's not about, like, the thing is it's about it's about a lot. It's about, I think a lot of it's about human nature rather than anything, specifically it's about sex trafficking in India and human trafficking in India, Mumbai.
Yeah, that's sort of the reason we went out. Yeah.
That's like that's the main, that's the focus of the pinpoint. But in a broader sense, it's more about human nature. And we've seen the destruction of humans, and how humans can be, the most destructive you can sort of imagine. But then as well as the on the other side of that, the real strength that a lot of people are showing over there. And I think that's what the documentary is about. It's about the emphasis will be on the strength and on the positivity going forward, and the effort to ensure that people are okay, and that we can try and find a way to stop it and raise awareness and so on and so forth.
So you're, in a way, you're just you're telling their story, and I love that. Yeah, I love that. So you're at Bath University right now, aren't you, both of you?
Yeah, Bath Spa. Bus bar.
Boss bar. That's it. Let's not get it wrong.
You know.
Yeah, Boss bar. But that's I've been there. I haven't actually been in there, but I've been in there. We've been there once. I think Alex, do you remember when we drove there?
Yeah, I went to the campus.
Yeah, the entrance was pretty big.
Yeah, it's got nice grounds and stuff, man.
It's really nice. It's really nice. So is this was the India project like a university thing then, or?
Honestly, no. It came from something sort of different. But university, you know, one of the positives of university is that there was that help. You know, there was guidance, there was help regarding. We got a little bit of funding from the university to go to, you know, be able to fly out. You know, there's a few ways that they helped us out with different advice from different lecturers who work in documentary and, you know, things like that. We got some audio equipment from them. So like, I think, you know, university enhanced the project, but it wasn't a university project, if that makes sense.
Okay, so it's personal to you guys. The whole project is very personal. Okay, is it like so? Are we expecting like a documentary type thing coming out? Then is that what it's like? Is it like a documentary?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah,
it's like
so. Yeah, we're still like I'm not unsure, but like it's because it's still it's all been filmed and everything, and it's just the editing that needs to be done now.
Yeah.
But we're waiting until we're able to access a proper computer for it until when lockdown's finished and stuff. But yes, it's a documentary on a lot, basically.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
Yeah,
that's really exciting. Just because you're going to be covering so much, that's very exciting. I just want to say I can't wait to see this thing. I can't, honestly. Been waiting. I've been hearing it from you guys for ages, you know, and we've even seen a little trailer coming out. But I cannot wait. So let's talk about the project itself. Where did it come from? What would you say how did the project idea come?
It came from the initial thing, like since sort of starting uni, like there's been a few of us who through film have done like charity based filming, like just different bits and bobs, and one thing led to another. We ended up doing a documentary for E001, and that was a university project. Once again, that was a university project, but it was very personal to us as well. You know, we chose it, and you know, we were just told to make a documentary.
Yeah.
And then through E001, we met one of Eddie's boss, the two of them, Zach and Phil, and they're basically involved in starting up this sort of hair project. So they essentially started the hair project, which is underneath Oasis, and Oasis is the overarching charity which has been going on for a little while in India. But the hair project is a more specific one, which is based around teaching the girls how to cut hair, and you know, all hair skills that it gives them a skill.
Okay, so these girls, are they just are people just participate in this, or does the sex trafficking come into play as well here?
Yeah, so most of the girls who come into the course are involved or have been involved in the sex trafficking industry.
Okay.
Normally pretty directly, you know, involved, whether it be, you know, they're currently working, you know, and often they work at night, and then during the day they'll come in and they will, you know, they'll teach them these skills, and there's a transition process between working, you know, full time you know, as a sex worker, to, you know, teaching them the skills, teaching them not just hair. You know, Oasis will teach them
just how to be more independent.
Well, exactly, because, you know, like, that's been stripped from them their entire life. So you know, they're independent. So yeah, that's exactly it. Oasis helps them stand on their own 2 feet. And provide, I think one of the biggest things is providing them with, like, these girls with confidence.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can. Yeah.
And one of the things that stuck with me that they said was, you know, some of the, you know, these girls often around our age, when they start, you know, trying to help themselves out, and, you know, because they are naturally, you know, becoming more independent in their body and in their, you know, in themselves. And they say, you know, some of the staff at Oasis said that they have, like, a party when they learn just how to write, you know, how to hold a pen and write their own name.
Yeah.
So like, when you think about, you know, the depth of that, you know, these girls haven't even been taught to write their own name until, you know, our age.
Wow. So are these girls like, are they like 18, 19, or is there no age gap? Is there no age like cap? Is there any, what age groups did you see out there?
It varied a lot, man. Like, it started from a lot younger than that.
Oh wow. Okay.
And I think there are a few ladies there that are like almost like 30 or something as well, I think. So
wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it was a pretty wide range.
Wow. I mean, that must have been a lot to take in when you guys first heard their stories.
Yeah.
It's surreal, mate. You know, it doesn't seem like, you know, when you first hear it, it doesn't seem like real life. You know, it doesn't come across as something that, you know, there's a sort of, I think there's an initial barrier where you're like, that there's no way that is true. You know, there's like an initial sort of, for me anyway, there was an initial rejection to it. You know, it's like, there's no way that is, you know, possible that has happened to that, you know, like, just, you know,
just that person,
you know, you know, you're seeing like a girl who's like my sister's age in front of me, and it's like, there's no way.
Yeah.
You know,
it's like you think it's literally like no way that humans like are capable of doing all this shit to like a girl like that. It's just it's crazy, man.
I can't, you know, just thinking about it, I haven't experienced it, but just thinking about talking to someone who has been through that, I can't even imagine what it must be like to take that in and hear that from someone. But I mean, you know, massive shout out to you guys for going out there and doing what you did, man, because you're like I said, like, you're being a voice, you're creating that voice for those girls, and that must be, you know, that's a huge thing, and especially in a country like India. So there was, in terms of cases, were there a lot of cases that you know that you heard of?
Mate, it's non-stop.
Wow.
There's not like, we heard some very specific stories, and we heard from a handful of people, but it's not like, it's non-stop. The gravity of the situation is ridiculous. It's just a part of what goes on, you know, and it's not just in India, it's in loads of places, but it's crazy, man. It's like, it's a part of the society there, you know. And in that place we were in Mumbai, there was a few areas specifically where you've just got 20-year-old women just out on the street, you know, just waiting, you know, just waiting.
Okay. Is this set in Mumbai then?
Yeah, Mumbai.
Okay. It's huge. Mumbai is huge, isn't it? What was your...
20 was it over 20 million?
Yeah, recorded people,
but like, there's a lot of people unrecorded in that city.
Yeah, I don't know how they reach that number, man, because like, the amount, I don't know how they record people, because, you know, the amount of people who are just living on the streets or in little little huts basically. It's like, yeah, it's pretty mad.
Wow. What is I'm actually really interested. So you know, obviously, like, you've lived in the UK, both of you, your whole life, and you know, you're attuned to the culture here. What was it like going out there? Like the first night, you know, when you woke up that morning and, you know, you went for your first wander on the streets of Mumbai, like, what was it like?
I mean, you come out of the airport, don't you? So the first thing that hits is like when you come out of the airport. So it's not like you come out of the airport and it's just, there's a whole new, like, it's everything. It's the smell, it's the heat, it's it, you know, everything just hits you.
Yeah, that's it. It just hits you, man, straight away. Mumbai. That's how I describe it. Like the first time you arrive, like every sense just gets like pummeled, basically. Like it's just, it's overwhelming. It's crazy.
Yeah. What's it? I mean, when you so let's talk about when you got out of the plane then. So that must, you know, it's the first time you've been in a country like India with the population that it has. And the heat. How did you manage with the heat? How hot was it out there when you went?
It was hot. You know, it was hot. It was, and it's, you know, you also carrying around, you know, we're carrying around
Equipment,
backpacks full of like filming equipment as well. So it's like it was pretty exhausting, the heat, and like the, you know, we were really lucky we had like an air-conned room like where we stayed, and you know, so we, you know, when we went in there, it was like a little safe haven because it was like, it was cooler, but you know, outside and it's
no, I can imagine. But yeah, I remember we talked a few days, because Alex, you went after Ollie, didn't you? So Ollie, you went first with your crew. So who was in the crew firstly?
So first time we went it was like a recce. It was like a sort of where you go out, and what we wanted to do is meet everyone in the charity and get to know everyone, you know, and that's really important, because to go somewhere and to cover a topic like that, you know, it was a lot of money to fly, you know, 4 people out, and you could say, but to go there and just put cameras in people's faces straight away is not, you know, it's just not you're not going to get anything from that. I don't think they're not going to get anything from that. So it's important for us to build up our relations with the people there, so that when we went again, you know, there was a real genuine bond and connection between us and the people there, for sure. And so the first time we went, it was myself, Tom, Minty, Billy Bidley, and Aidan Archer. We went, the 4 of us, first time, and then second time it was myself, Alex, and Tom.
Oh, so just 3 of you filming the whole thing? Yeah. Oh, wow. Tom, Minty, I've heard his name a lot. I follow him on Instagram as well, but I don't know him yet.
You meet him for damn sure.
Yeah, but that's 3 of you. I thought there were more than 3. That's wow. And how long were you out there for when you were filming?
So Tom and I were there for 2 weeks, and you were there for 10,
11 days.
10, 11 days.
10, 11. Oh yeah, Alex went after. I remember before you flew out, Alex, we were chilling here. We were chilling.
Yeah.
The day before you flew out, we were chilling here.
Yeah, it was actually the day before.
Yeah,
mad. Going up. Yeah, it's the first time I've taken a flight on my own as well.
How was that for you?
Yeah, that was mad. The actual flight was empty, but arriving was crazy, and having to get a taxi to the little hotel room was mental, man. Like,
what was the price? Do you remember how much it cost you to get a taxi?
I think actually I think it was about like less than £5, and it was like a almost 40-minute
oh wow,
taxi ride through Mumbai. But so it was like £4. It would have been equivalent of, say, like £4.50 or something
for about 40 minutes.
Yeah, I gave the taxi driver the equivalent of around £5, so I gave him like a little bit of a tip.
Yeah, wow.
With sort of without like thinking really, but I think like, but then like the look on his face like after just getting that little bit of tip was pretty mad. So I think like,
yeah,
they're not used to that, and like, yeah, just everything's just so much.
Of course, I mean, yeah, it's very cheap.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So it's good. But yeah, the taxi drive on the way up was mental because I just see like on the roads and stuff, you just see like construction workers literally like with no safety whatsoever, just hanging down from the street lamps on the motorway and stuff.
Wow.
And it's crazy. Yeah,
wow.
but it's non-stop because I arrived at like 3 a.m. as well, and it was hectic. Like it was just busy
at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mumbai is supposed to be like one of the leading cities. Like I think, you know, people say, you know, it's only, you never know, do you? But I think they're sort of predicted to be one of the leading cities regarding like economy and a bunch of other things. So like, at the moment, you just see the efforts that are being put into rebuilding it and like turning it into this like crazy, you know, it's you know, and it is like there's stuff going on all night. Yeah, it's non-stop.
Why is it a city that never sleeps? I've heard that saying.
Mate, like, yeah, in comparison to even somewhere like New York, you know, like Mumbai is just it's another level, it's another step up because the types of things that people, you know, there are people playing football online. There are people playing football at like 3-4 a.m. in the morning. Like it's not just like, you know, it's just you just open your eyes and there's movement, there's noise, there's everything, you know, no matter what time.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, the amount of people there, so someone's going to be moving all the time. Going to be someone moving, and then in that massive city, there were 3 people documenting. I mean, honestly, I just can't. With 3 of you, how much like equipment wise you took? Like, what did you take out there?
Well, so yeah, it was two film cameras with like the, you know, so we used, I don't know how many people be interested in this, but we used a Blackmagic and a GH5 to film, and then your Sony A7 for photos. So they're the cameras, and then there, you know, there's a bunch of other things that, you know, that you'd have to take, but like there's loads of stuff, you know, there's loads of stuff when you're filming that sort of thing, and like that duration of time, you're filming long days and stuff, you know, there's all sorts of equipment and you know, things like that,
and all the audio stuff as well. That took up
of course, the audio stuff.
Yeah,
but tell me, I remember talking about a drone incident that had happened. Tell me about that.
Shout out Tom Minnie. He just the drone. Do you know what, mate? I might just leave it at that.
Let's leave that at that then. Tom Minnie will know. Let's leave that at that.
The drone is great. Like, it's a great sort of tool to use. But it's also, you know, there's elements of it, like, you know, it's not, you know,
it's not a toy, is it? It's not a toy.
No, it's
it's definitely, it's not a toy.
Yeah.
My cousin actually crashed my drone the other day as well. I don't know if I told you guys. We were filming something and there was a building behind us. So I told him, I was like, yo, there's a building, just be careful. And he was like, yeah, no worries, I've seen it. So then he was actually filming me. So I'm doing the filming, so I can't look at the camera. And he just flew it back onto, like, head on into the building, mate. It's fine though, it still works. I had to change all the propellers, but
that still works, man.
It's a nasty one.
It's nasty. You know, when you see that scratch on a drone and it's just like, oh man, could have been avoided. But so how do you think, like, obviously you must have seen a lot of differences in the lifestyle of people out there to what you've seen here, like in England? It's like in a place like Winchester. What was the biggest thing that hit you guys that was different in terms of how people are living out there?
For me, like the obvious one is the poverty.
Yeah.
That definitely just like hits you straight away, because I'd heard about it, obviously, like everyone's heard about it, but like when you actually see like how little people live on, like I just found it pretty like hard to believe.
Yeah.
When you literally just see like just kids just on the street and stuff all the time, and it's just not that's the most shocking thing for sure.
You were exposed to that the second you go, like, you know, you entered Mumbai.
Yeah, I mean the on my first, so I arrived early in the morning and then had a little bit of sleep. But then it was a pretty full on day. The day after I arrived, so we had quite a lot to do. And then on that day, we were going on the station, going towards the train station, and there were like just this big group of kids. They were like, I don't know, they were probably about maybe like 15, 20 of them. And they're all maybe between the ages of like 5 and 8.
Oh, wow.
They're really young ones.
Yeah. And they started sort of just like swarming around us. Yeah. And then the boys they had more experience, so they just went up to the station straight away, ignored them, because it was the first time that many kids sort of like came up to me. I was like, what's this? What's going on? It's so strange. But like by like the end of it, they were all like around me, because I was sort of I got distracted by it all.
Yeah.
And, they were just grabbing onto my stuff, grabbing onto my like wrists, my hands, like everything, but so tight. It was crazy. Like I physically couldn't escape. Like I literally couldn't. I had to get Tom to like yank me up the steps and stuff, because they were holding on to me so tight and like asking for food and stuff. Yeah, so that was my first day, and that was just crazy. I'll always remember that, man.
Honestly, that is unreal. That is unreal to be. Oh man, I can't. I don't even have words. I don't even have words as to how I would feel if I saw that. That is even like, And how about you, Ollie?
What's regarding what? Sorry, what's the question?
What did you think was different? Like, what was the biggest difference you saw?
Culture. Yeah, I mean, like that. You know, it's like that just shows how different it. You know, that example. You know, and like Alex said, I'd been before, so you know, in that sort of situation, you know that you just got to move. You know, you got to move forward, and it's so hard.
Yeah.
You know, you've got these kids, like you know, because you just sit in there, kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Why these kids? Like these kids, like should be out playing. They should be learning about life and like and I know that for them in that experience, that is them learning about life. But you know, I just don't believe that any kid, you know, and it's a, you know, people say I'm too optimistic about these things, but like, I just don't believe any kids should have to be doing that. You know, I just don't believe that any kids should have to live in that sort of way. It's just that's for me. That's just it. Like, and I know that that's maybe it's not possible, but like something's got to be done. And I think that what you see in India is, and more specifically Mumbai, and some of the places we went, is like, what is the repercussions of people's greed in other places of the world? You see what the repercussions are of a lot of things, man. Like a lot of things, of like, and not even other parts of the world, in Mumbai as well. You know, like what are the repercussions of, you know, we saw these like factories where people are working, and I don't know, I probably won't say like the company, but because I don't know if there's sort of like,
like just well-known companies in the UK.
Yeah.
And in the most mental place.
Yeah.
And you've got these people working in there in these sweatshops, and you're thinking that is something that you're, you know, could be putting on your kid, or something that you're eating, or something that clothes that you're wearing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
is coming from there, because you're, you know, and I think that was the biggest difference for me. It was like seeing, like, you know, when you see on your t-shirt like made in wherever it is, or it's like, well, that's not just from wherever you got it from the store in England. In my case, that's actually genuinely from Mumbai. You know, that is from Mumbai, and someone has had to work for, you know, nothing to put that on your back. And I think that for me was like, I saw the consequence of
the culture.
Yeah, the consequence of imbalance in the world. I think, you know, just seeing the polar opposites.
Yeah, that is insane, because we don't, when we buy clothes, we, you know, the tag that says wherever it's made is just a tag where you don't really look and think about it. But you guys have seen the other side, and you have seen how it functions, and you know that's made you think differently.
Yeah, right. And I think I know that, you know, and I think I know for a fact the way that system works is completely wrong.
Yeah.
That is something that I learned, like being there. It's like the way that the system works regarding, like, you know, I don't know who's making the money. I don't know what the situation is, and I never believed that, you know, shitting on anyone is the right idea, but there's something wrong in the system that we're sort of functioning in today, regarding the fact that, you know, we're living here, and, you know, the sort of stuff we're spending money on, and the people living in the conditions over there, and they're, what, you know, those people work like 24-hour days doing exactly the same thing. You know, like they're doing it. It's not like here, you know, I complain about an 8-hour shift, getting paid like you know, whatever minimum wage is over here is decent realistically. Like when you see what's going on when they're getting paid, like
100%,
you know, people making in a month there what someone makes in a couple of hours over here.
Yeah. Remember on the train, we had people, like, there are a lot of people in Mumbai that just like kept coming up to us and just asking how much all our kit was worth.
Oh yeah.
Which a lot of the time at the start anyway, we were just really like suspicious and just thought they were just after it, or
just
they
they
wanted to take it or whatever. There was a bit of that for sure. But a lot of the time they're just like really curious, and that's it. That's another thing that's different about the culture there, is I don't know what the word is actually. They're just more curious to outsiders, I think.
100%. Do you feel like how, like, appreciation there is very different to how we appreciate things here? Is that something you felt in terms of the things we have and how we, you know, I do, you know, I have to say for myself, I don't appreciate half of the things I have, but the things you are saying, I feel like people out there are happy with just, you know, just with whatever they have, even if it's like a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we went to a lady's house when we were out there that lived in one of the slums that we were just talking about, and so the whole house was kind of like the size, it was a bit smaller than this room, just like about the size of, just a bit bigger than a standard bedroom here, and like 6 of them were living there.
Wow.
But like when you go in there, you just they are so like open and welcoming. It's crazy. crazy. It's crazy. There is a lot of love for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
although they don't have much, they really do. They will offer everything, if you know what I
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. It's that respect and the love they have, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like even in this house, like there was a sofa, but then like it was a sofa bed. So when you like unrolled it so that it was a bed, it took up like the whole space basically.
Yeah.
But we just sort of kept in there, and then they just unrolled it for us, and like they were like, oh, if you want to have a sleep, just have a sleep.
Oh, wow.
And then they were just happy to just kind of just sit on the corner and just like literally just give to us basically.
Just keep giving. I mean, how many people did you say were in that room, living in that room?
Living in there was six
people living in a, did you say a bit bigger than a normal bedroom in the UK?
Yeah, pretty much.
The size of my.
So yeah, like a standard like bedroom maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my sister comes into my room for a minute, and I get pissed off. You know, that is mad. That is mad.
Yeah. There's no personal space out there, sure. So yeah.
And we complain about personal space here, man. It's making me think about things in a different way. This is unreal. How about so I'm guessing that is, things like that is made you question the way you look at life as well.
Yeah.
Is that something you did while you were out there? Were there moments where you were like, yo, I've never, I've been taking this or that for granted, and here I am, and here are people who have absolutely nothing and they are happy? Because I've heard this a lot, like even in like, when you see like a documentary that's set in India or Nepal or like Pakistan, you can see that people are very happy with the minimum things they have. So were there moments where you were like, I need to change something about myself?
Yeah, of course, man. I think the biggest thing is just the people. It's just, that's literally it. That's all that matters.
Yeah,
is people, the relationships you have with the people around you, how you treat other people. It's just, it's the biggest thing. Because when you have like no thing, all you have is like yourself and other people. And I guess like the good thing about that is really that's what actually means something. Like that's what's more fulfilling. Care about people rather than caring about things, and money and stuff. Yeah, for sure.
And how would you say you feel the UK is different in that regards?
Yeah, well, I mean, you just feel it when you go. Actually, it's different now after Corona, I'd say, which is crazy. It's good. But like in the UK, it's quite cold. Like, obviously, so you don't really get many people even like smiling at each other, like when they pass each other in the street, let alone like saying hello. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess it's just because people were just caught up in their shit.
100%. I mean, I obviously I came from Nepal at a young age as well, and the lifestyle in Nepal is very similar to the lifestyle in India. And I remember when I was in Nepal, I would probably go to my neighbor's house about 4 or 5 times a day, even though there was no one my age in that house. So I would go, and basically everyone you call them uncle or auntie, even though they're not your blood. So I would go to this uncle and auntie's house, and I would spend hours there, even though there's no one my age that to play with or anything, just because being in that environment was like, it was like a second home for me, even though it wasn't family, and we had no family ties. And then I come to the UK, and for about 3 years I didn't even know who my neighbor was. I never knew my neighbor. I would see them walking around. I never knew my neighbor. And that's something that hit me a lot. And even today, like, you know, there's a house on the left and there's a house on the right. The guy on the right is nice, but we've never had a conversation because it hasn't happened. And that's the type of things that are normal back home in Nepal for me. And it's different here. And, you know, the relationship that we don't have in the UK with just people who, you know, our neighbors. Literally, they live next door to us and they've lived there for like 10, 12 years. Yet we don't know what, you know, we don't even know, like sometimes we don't even know their first names.
Yeah, that must have been crazy when you were a little kid, man, coming over and just
me.
like, you must have just been like, what?
Oh, yes. It was very different. You know what? The first thing I remember when I was coming from the airport, so we got picked up at the airport, Heathrow Airport, and as we were driving to Winchester, the first thing I noticed is how clean, like the motorway actually looks like a motorway, you know what I mean? There is no traffic jam. There are no cars going the wrong way on the motorway. Like, you know, there is no fear. Like, people are doing 70 miles an hour in ease because in Nepal, even on the highways, like 25 miles per hour is too fast because you don't know what's coming around the corner. Like, there's no road markings and stuff. But yeah, that was
almost like more of a way of doing things. Or like a deep way of doing things here.
Yeah, but I feel like in making those ways, we have lost connection with people. So we focus so much on having clean streets and having privacy for everyone, and, you know, creating a system that obeys what is being told, that we've just forgot that, like, people are the most important things.
I think it's I'd say what's happened is we've gone too far in one direction.
Yeah.
You know, there are real positives with, you know, a lot of people die of road accidents in places like Mumbai. A lot of people there are a lot of fatalities, and you know, with the fact that everything's so disjointed over there, enables that sort of seed of the red light areas and stuff like that. It makes it easier for those things to come through. And to be fair, I think there's still stuff like that still happens here, but it's obviously more on the surface over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've swung more too much in the wrong direction. You know, the ideas behind it are good. You know, what we have over here in this country, there's a lot of positives. You know, there's a lot of good things, but connection is key to happiness. You know, connection is so important. Whether it's whatever it's to, you know, whatever you're doing, whatever it is, connection with your family, connection with your friends, connection with your phone, understanding your connections and having an actual connection, a conscious connection to things, to everything in your life is so important. And when everything's put on a plate, you don't necessarily need that connection, because life is like this sort of like, literally that idea of being on a motorway and there's no cars coming in the opposite direction. You don't have to think for yourself. So you have to make those connections. Whereas, like, you know, over there, like, you know, a lot of people are very switched on. You know, a lot of people really are about their wits, and a lot of people have come into like a sort of, you know, really express themselves. You know, it's like because they're they have to be very connected with themselves to survive, you know, just to survive.
Yeah, exactly. And we take that for granted here. I mean, I don't know about I take it for granted. I know I take it. The things that you are telling me, I know that, you know, so many things have come into my head, and I'm just thinking I need to change certain things about myself as well, in terms of how I look at things. But so going back to the India project, so in terms of what parts of India did you guys have to travel to, or was it just all set in Mumbai?
Yeah, it was all Mumbai. But Mumbai sort of expands out to these areas that are sort of in the middle of night. You know, what you see is it's like there's a center point, and then it just expands out and expands out and expands out, and they keep on making like these villages and cities like further and further out. So it's just this place where it's just growing and growing and growing and growing. You know, it's not. So Mumbai is huge. You know, it's all. You know, like you've got like the city of Mumbai, but then you've got like everything that surrounds it, which essentially everything around Mumbai is catered for Mumbai. You know, it's so that people can live a 2-hour commute away or whatever it is. You know, like on the train.
Yeah. So it's it's just expanding all the time. So Mumbai is Mumbai getting bigger? Would you say like?
Definitely, it's not slowing down. That's for sure. It's getting bigger and more populated, and you know, like, you know, just relating back to your question. Although we sort of travelled, it seemed like we travelled outside of Mumbai because we went to little villages sort of on the outskirts, still classified as Mumbai. And yeah, it does keep growing because Mumbai in India is sort of seen as a city of dreams.
Yeah.
And it's like it's this sort of, there's this real notion that it's this place where you're going to make it. And it's this place that you're going to, and it seems strangely false as well. You know, a lot of people coming from villages, like, and they believe they're going to go to Mumbai, they're going to make it, they're going to make their dreams happen. But, you know, there's still so much, you know, so many people who are just, we saw a lot of the worst side of it as well, to be fair. So I don't know how many people do make it. I don't know how many people do succeed. And, you know, but it's crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So within the documentary, what shall I expect to see? Is it like, are you covering stories of these girls out there? Are you like, you know, what experiences of different girls, or what's the setting? What kind of story? Is there a storyline or?
Really, the film, I think, well, our hope for the film is that it really portrays the reality of the situation. And I think what we're doing is we're trying to tell the story through the people, you know, who we interacted with. You know, we didn't interact with everyone in the city of Mumbai.
Yeah.
We didn't interact with every single person in Mumbai. So it's not a true account of what Mumbai is. You know, it's not, but what it is and what I want it to be is a true account of these people's lives that we met, you know, and to do justice to the people that we met and
the work that they do as well.
And the work they do, you know, and, you know, you see, you know, I think it's sort of split into the people who are suffering, basically, you know, the people who are suffering with the direct impact of the red light area, as well as the people who are doing everything in their power to help those people who are suffering.
Yeah.
So I think that's sort of what it's split into. And you know, we also did an interview with a pimp, well, an ex-pimp. So someone who actually, a man who went into red light area and was actually you know, was part of the problem, you know, was a young man, you know. So we've got another angle on, you know, because going into that interview, I was thinking, how am I going to look this guy, you know, how am I going to look this guy in the eyes? But the crazy thing is, he's just a normal bloke, like just a normal guy who's also been manipulated by the system, you know. So it's not, although he's the one he's part of the problem, that we notice there's a bigger picture there, because he was just a normal kid, and he moved to Mumbai similar way that a lot of the girls do, in with a hope and a dream.
Yeah. So it was the circumstance that put him into where he was. And when you say at a young age, I mean, I'm sure we're going to hear this like in the documentary, but so this guy was young when he started.
Well, you know, he was what what happens is that you get these people, you know, you get a village community, for instance, outside of Mumbai, wherever that is. It can be literally from Nepal to a village, you know, close. It can be anywhere in there, like around, you know. And what happens is you get these pimps who come into the villages and they have nice things. You know, they've got the watch, they've got the car, they've got these nice things, and they come into the village, and these other boys, like this boy in the documentary, look at that and they think, what is he doing right?
Yeah.
And without knowing what he's doing, this man says, look, I've got these opportunities in Mumbai, do you want to come? So on and so forth. These boys, what you know, what else do they want to do? Like, they're just living in a poverty-stricken, like, you know, a place that lives in complete poverty. They see this guy rocking up.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of the human nature, is to progress and to develop yourself. You know, it's not their fault necessarily. So they go into that, and then essentially then they're passed over, and it's like, well, there you are, like, you're a pimp now, basically, you know, and like, you've got to do this to make money, and you've got to do this to survive. And, you know, these are young, you know, when I say young, like, I don't know how young, but it's teenage years that these guys are manipulated in this way as well. So, you know, he's also got the, you know, talking to this guy, he's not only got the torture of, like, you know, the girls have the physical torture, you know, but this guy's got the torture of knowing that he's, like, done that to other people as well. He's got the mental torture, which is almost worse. Yeah.
Would you just really quickly, I just want to touch on something. Did you hear about maybe did you hear anything about like girls getting sold as well? About women, you know, young girls getting sold and then being brought into this little system that's going on. That is that something you heard of as well? Yeah. Because that happens a lot I've heard it happening in Nepal, where, you know, like you say, someone from the city comes in who looks rich and this and that, and goes to a family in a village and says to the father that, I want to marry your daughter. I've got this, I've got that. And the father's so poor, he wants to get rid of the daughter because that means less stress on him in terms of money. Not knowing that this guy is going to go and sell this young, vulnerable girl. Man,
that is one of the really common things that happen. You know, girls, once again, this is just the opinion of someone that we met there, but, like, he sort of said that a lot of the time in these communities, girls are less valued, because when a girl gets married, she goes to live with the man's family. Like, they live, like, often people living in big families over there. Go back to that sort of sense of community. And the girls will go to live with, you know, the male's family. So they then have to, you know, she's almost worthless, you know. Because what the idea of what's she given to us, you know, what's she providing for us, and essentially they think they're just costing the family money. You know, the thing that's kind of one of the things over there that's part of the charity is called the 500 Club, which is basically of a way you can donate and stuff like that. But you over in Mumbai, like, one of the things is, some girls get sold for 500 rupees, which sort of equates to around £5. So if you think about the fact you buy a sandwich for £5, that isn't, you know, like
someone's life is getting, you know. Oh wow!
Someone's buying an entire life for £5.
And they're going to use that life to make themselves money. Is that how, you know, I'm guessing that's how the sex trafficking kind of thing works. So you buy someone and then you force them to do, you know, be a part of this, you know, this thing, which then brings them money. Wow, that's this is gonna hit hard. This documentary is going to, it's going to hit hard. I can even just what you were saying about what you have filmed and the people you've met. This is going to be unreal. So moving on from that, let's talk about the funniest moment that you experienced while you were out there. I can already see smiles on your faces. God, funniest thing.
Funniest moment. It's sort of like I guess what happens is you're so wrapped up in so much negativity that you have to find a way to have a laugh. Like you have to. That's part of the coronavirus, Once again, with everything going on externally, what you can control is the internal. So we, as myself, Alex and Tom, we were always, despite everything, we were always doing things to try and boost our spirits, always making each other laugh. And for me, I think one of the things would be we one of my challenges that I set for us was, because we got a lot of taxi drives and Uber rides.
Yeah.
A lot of the people there wouldn't speak English, so my task was let's try and make every single taxi driver smile, laugh.
Oh wow, yeah.
So it was because they couldn't really understand what we were saying, and
it was a rough road at the beginning.
It was hard work, because a lot of people would just look at us like, what on earth?
Yeah.
But I think that for me was we'd be on to shoot it, to film in something, really intense, but to have that little break it up with. Because once again, it's having time for people, it's most, and people don't understand it, because most people consider that it's I'm doing you a service, you don't need to talk to me. I'm not, you'll pay, you'll give me money, you don't need to talk to me. But we wanted to break that barrier completely and be we are equal to you. Equal to you, and let's try and communicate on whatever sort of level we can.
I love that. So one of the taxi drivers that we got, that was just such a lovely guy, and we got to know a little bit. He was saying, a lot of the time they just get treated like nothing, like the taxi drivers. People just completely disregard them as people, basically, and they're just the taxi driver.
Wow.
So like Ollie was saying, it's nice. It's nice to just as much as we can just try and just really treat everyone as equals, and just try and just fuck about. Just really,
just have a good time. Just have a good time, because you're doing something so serious. Like Ollie said, you've got to just find those moments during the day, those pockets of happiness that that you can provide to anyone. And I mean, I guess being in that environment, you sort of you are seeing all these people connecting with each other, even though they've never met each other. So you probably felt open, because it wasn't like here, so you can just talk to anyone and everyone. And
definitely.
That's the thing as well, although we were knackered, we still had so much energy. It's mad, because although Mumbai really takes everything out of you, it also gives you so much. With,
of course,
the fact that it's just constantly on. The chaos that's there just really, it truly enlivens you, because I think you have to be, otherwise kind of you blink and die.
Just so constant awareness wherever you are, whoever you are with. Going back to I remember earlier, Alex, you said something about people who came up to you talking about your camera equipment and stuff. So I remember one time we had a conversation. I think I was driving down from Leeds, and I was driving, and we had this conversation about how there was a lady in the train who was translating something to you. I don't know if it was just you or Ollie as well.
Yeah. So when we were traveling with Rebecca, we had all our stuff, and we were going. I think we just got off the train, and we were coming out from the train station.
Yeah.
And this is the first. I think this is the first, because we'd been doing it like the whole time we were there, pretty much. But it was like towards the end of the trip. This is the first time we'd done it with almost like a guide, with someone that actually speaks Hindi.
Yeah.
And yeah, she was saying, as soon as we got out of there, she was saying there are 3 men that were saying they wanted to kill you and take your stuff. So we had to get out of there really quick. So that's just mental.
That is mental.
Because we just, I don't know, we're just switched off to it, because like the whole time we were there throughout the week, going through train stations and stuff, like we were just completely oblivious to anything that might be going on around us, really, because we can't understand like what's going on.
Obviously,
and we couldn't understand culture and things like that.
Yeah.
So I think, and we just...
And I mean, these guys were like talking about this, like close to you guys. If your guide heard it, and these guys were talking about it, you know, close.
They might have known that we were with a guide. So
it wasn't obvious that we were with them. Yeah.
So like they would have said it and just want, like, you know, and
wow.
But even then, when she told us, like,
she wasn't that surprised.
She was sort of like, just like, you know. But I think even us, we were like, we laughed about it, you know.
Yeah.
It was like we if you get us in that situation, you know, it's like if you get yourself all worked up, like you're going to be like that the whole trip, because
of course,
you know, there's a lot of, you draw a lot of attention to yourself. So it's very easy to get worked up about little things over there, you know. It is, but like we just sort of, you know, I was saying, you know, well, you know, let's go, I'm ready. You know, you know, it was sort of, you know, and that is nice. You know, I'm sort of semi-joking when I say that, but it was like I rather than let that sap all positivity out of me, I let it empower me, you know, and it powered me up. You know, it's like, well, you know, let's go, man. We got a little
let's go, mate. Yeah,
we got a little 4-foot Indian Rebecca with us, like ready as well. You know, and she's a tough flipping cookie, man. You know, so you know, and I think we, even in those situations, in those like really strange mental, you know, situations that we found ourselves in, a few times, I think we always found a way to let it power us. And I think that's why the trip was a success, and all the filming was a success, and why I believe the film will be a success as well. I
mean, I am with you guys on that. Just the fact that 3 young British guys go out to this country, this massive country, that, you know, and go out to this massive city and live with the people for as long as he lived. That's the most beautiful thing, man. I had, you know, you are the first guys I know that have done something like this. So a lot of respect for both of you and Tom Minty. But in terms of people, so who was like the most helpful person you would say that you met in your travels?
What do you think?
There wasn't one person, man, really. Like everyone, like, although we're saying like there's a lot of dodgy people, a lot of like corruption or whatever, like there's also literally the most beautiful people, like, that I'm sure I'll ever meet in my life, that were out there as well. Like some of the people that are working in the charity were just like unthinkably just
down to earth, or just
angelic, man. I'd say like angelic, like heaven sent, like angels. Like, honestly, I know that sounds like, but I'm not. That's no exaggeration. Like, these people are like some of the people are like, don't even seem human. Like, they don't even seem like they're just work from their heart. You know, they work from a place of like truth and a place of kindness and a place of selflessness.
Yeah.
And
that's beautiful. It's like it's like the polar opposites. You know, you saw those guys on the train who were, you know, talking about robbing you. But then at the other side, you've got these people who are, you know, they'll probably die for you if they needed to. That's, you know,
I felt that way, man.
Yeah. So it's the love they provided.
Yeah, just unconditional love straight away. I don't know, it's kind of like I would describe it as almost like your grandma's love.
Yeah.
Out there. It's
but from someone you've only met, like, you know, 2, 3, 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Mate, we're like 3 white guys going into this, like, you know, we're going in there with cameras and we're going in there with like all this expensive equipment, and like we're like, you know, we're taking up the space, you know, we're using up the resources and food and stuff, and they're treating us like, you know, better than pretty much, like, you know, like so nicely, man.
Yeah.
So nicely. And like I still haven't found that in myself. Like, you know, I still can't find that generosity that I felt there in myself. Like, that's something I need to work on, you know, because I know that it felt so right, you know, and it felt so right to be on the receiving end of that. And I want, you know, other people to be on the receiving end of like my love and my, you know, I want to, you know, treat people the way that they were treating us. We're strangers, man.
Yeah.
You know, we're strangers, and they know that we're filming something, but there's no guarantee for them. They don't know, like, they don't know what's going to happen, where it's going. They've got no idea about that.
Yeah.
Yet they welcomed us in with like the most open arms I've ever experienced in my whole life. You know.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's and that was beautiful, and that's another reason why for us we want to create the best film in the world, you know. And it's not going to be the best film in the world, but we want to create the best film in the world that we can make, you know, and that's what we're going to do. And like, because of that unconditional love, you know, they didn't have to do that in the same way that we don't have to make the best film in the world, but like we want to, like you said earlier, like, these people don't have a voice. They don't even have the smallest voice. They don't even have, like, they can't, to the point that they're not even allowed to speak. You know, some people, they're not even allowed to move. They're trapped inside rooms. You know, it's not just like they don't have a voice. They don't have anything. You know, they don't have freedom. And you know, and that's part of, you know, as part of it, like, we've got a responsibility to enable that, you know, and let people hear that voice, and how, you know, it doesn't even just doing this podcast, you know, like, just allowing people to recognize something that is going on truly in some of these people's lives, you know. And I want, you know, I want those people to be able to express themselves and for people to hear it.
Yes, 100%. And you know that this is why we recorded this podcast. You know, this is why we wanted to do this, because to talk about this beautiful project that you guys have been working on for months now, and the hours that you have put in a way, you know, you're giving back to the people who have given to you out there. And your giving back is the voice. And you know, there is no greater thing that you can do than that, to give someone a voice and have their stories, you know, make their stories heard, have people listen to them. And I feel like there will be a lot of people who will be able to relate. And you know, like, there's loads of Indians in the UK, there's loads of Nepalese, there's loads of Pakistani people, so a lot of Asian people will be able to relate to this, because they know that this is going on in their country as well. And you know, like, we're bombarded with this news. Like, obviously we don't, you know, like, for me, like, being Nepalese, when I go on to like a Nepalese news channel, these things are something we hear every day. You know what I mean? So obviously, but in the UK you don't, because you only, you know, you hear about the country, you don't hear about anything else. Everything else is put down. and that just the fact that you are doing this and creating a voice for people, man, so much respect. And before we say our goodbyes, what is available for people to see now? So are there trailers? There is a trailer available, isn't there?
Yeah, the trailer is online. It's like a teaser trailer. I think we are gonna be posting a proper trailer, a more overall trailer as well, like a more I don't know,
encompassing.
That's the words. Encompassing trailer soon as well. And what's online at the moment was just there for, it's just there for those people who saw it at the time. Some people donated, so a lot of very kind people donated.
Yeah.
So, it's for those people to just have a bit of an update on what's going on and what sort of stuff we did capture. But, I think the main thing is going to be when the film comes out. And I think that's what ultimately I want people to focus their attention on, really, is that, is when it does come out, is the film itself.
Do we have a date yet for the film, or is that still in the works?
Still in the works,
still
man.
In the works. Yeah. I mean, obviously, man, the work you're doing, so you guys take as long as you need to create the best documentary, and I know it will be the best documentary. Like, for me, I don't care about other people, but for me, I'm telling you, this will be the best documentary that I have ever seen. I haven't even seen it yet. Where can where can we see this? Is there a Instagram page where people can follow the project?
We currently have an Instagram page called Message of Hope Mumbai.
I'll put down the link on YouTube, so I'll put it on the description part so people can follow you guys.
I think that for us, like, sort of touching on that, is that there's been a lot of, this is probably digressing a little bit, you don't have to put this in, but I think there's a lot of people, there's a lot of expectations for releasing stuff on Instagram and releasing, doing posts. I've had a lot of people saying to me, how come you haven't posted more stuff, blah, blah. It's like, well, we're focusing on the film.
Yes.
And we're focused on the film, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate anyone's support, but we will post stuff when we're ready.
Yeah.
And it's not, there's no, with the social media stuff, it will give you a bit of an insight, but once again, I think the real energy is going to be in the film.
Yeah, of course. I agree. You get that. Once you tell people, I guess, when you're making the documentary, you got a lot of people excited. So I think that's a positive thing as well, that people are, pressuring you to upload more stuff. But at the same time, you can't just be doing it for the people. You can't just be forcing it, because if you want to give the best, you got to put the hours in. And I'm sure people will respect that. And doing a podcast like this as well, this is a good update for people. So if you want to hear about the India project,
100%, this is what we wanted to do. Do you know what I mean? This wasn't forced. This wasn't I was excited and looking forward to sitting down with you and Alex and just talking about it. That was me. And that's how I want to create stuff. That's how I want to share stuff. That's how I want to live my life.
Yeah.
Is doing stuff because it feels right, and doing stuff because I'm looking forward to it, and it makes me, my friends, my family, makes us happy, and that's it.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think that's when you create the best work, and you've got your mind on it, both of you. I've seen the excitement in your eyes when you guys first started talk to me about the India project, and I was like, wait, because it came out of nowhere when I heard about it. One day we're just talking about, doing stupid shit and messing about. And then the next day, Alex comes to me and he's like, oh, by the way, we're going to India. I'm just like, wait, what changed in the last day, man? Update me, tell me. And that's the thing, even though you were filming everything, like I said at the start of the podcast, I had no idea what was actually going on, because you guys were so focused on making what it is that you need to make. And that's what I respect. You know what I mean? I respect that, because now that you are working on it and it's good, it's all coming together. You are coming out and you're being open and you're talking about it and you're telling people what to expect. And you're in that, you're respecting your fans. And, there will be, man, I can see a lot of people watching this and being behind whatever you guys are doing.
Also, just quickly, in answer to your question about where people can see it, we're also working on a magazine.
Oh, yeah.
We're working on an event. So there will also be the opportunity to potentially be in an event and see the screening for the first time. Obviously Corona, we have to see about that. But there will be an event of some kind with, I'm thinking about canapes, I'm thinking about all sorts of, nice little party bags, all that sort of business, you know what I mean?
Oh man, I am on you on that. Whatever you need from me, tell me. I am on that. I will be there 24 hours helping out with whatever it is that needs to be done.
That'd be so good, man.
And that's a very good idea. Yeah.
And a magazine as well. So like when the magazine comes out, that'll be for sale as well.
Okay.
So yeah, they're the other ways that people can access. And then once it's out, it'll be out. It'll be out for free. It's not going to be, obviously,
wow.
It'll be on probably Vimeo, wow. YouTube, so on and so forth.
Wow, that's beautiful. So this magazine, I'm very excited for this magazine. I'm very excited to see this magazine. And this event. Oh man, it would just be I can like see what we're gonna be doing in that event. You know what I mean? I can see it. But yeah, I mean, that's beautiful. Magazine.
You could be for the event, bro, if you want. That'd be sick. Would you be a speaker? You could speak. You could like.
Of course, man. I'll speak for you. Mate, I will gas this. I will gas this thing up so much. Yeah.
You're good at that, man. You're good. At
that'd be really cool. You could just like introduce. You could like, because I think I'm going to be like thinking that I'm going to be all nervous about like people watching the film and stuff like that. So like, I don't think I'm going to be. I might be able to say a couple of words, but like, it'd be good to have someone who can, who can introduce the film and so on and so forth. And I think, I don't know.
Man,
think about it.
I'm on it. Like, I don't even need to think about it. I'm with you on that. As long as maybe like, a few drinks, and I'll be chatting for hours. I'll be gassing you up for hours. I promise you that much. Don't you worry.
Right, mate.
No whiskey for you.
No whiskey for you,
whiskey.
Mate. All right. Ease up, sunshine.
But yeah, that's very exciting, man. That's very exciting. So a lot of good things coming. A lot of positive things coming with the India project. And the India project isn't actually the name yet, is it? So this is just what we're calling it now.
That's just what it is to us,
Yeah.
It's for us. We've got a few other projects, and like this is the India project. Like this is what we're focusing on at the moment, and that's what it is. And it will. What I think for us, normally once we start editing, there'll be something that someone says that's really potent, or there'll be something that we say about the edit, or something we say about the film that's really potent, and it just comes. It's like everything to do with this film, like it's come really naturally. So I think
and obviously things like those take time. You can't force those things, and you got to just have the time and have this mind state, and both of you have that. Very quickly, why should I watch this documentary? Why should I?
Because it's good, man.
That's the best answer. That's the best answer, mate. Don't say anything else. Because it's good, man. My visa, man. Because it's good, man. You know what I'm saying?
It's to be fair, I knew you were going to say something like that, and it's a spot on answer, man. Because like you can come up with a million reasons why. And we're not. I don't think we're the kind of like people and company who feel the need to just like completely just say this is a reason why, like how you have on your CV, and like the work speaks for itself. The film will speak for itself, and that's why you should watch it. And
that's why you should.
And that's it.
Yeah, mate. Honestly, that is it. That, Alex, you summed it up. We've got it. I was when I was thinking about this question, I was thinking, what will they say? Well, what do I expect? Because it's such a hard, it's the question in itself is like, oh shit, what do I say? Like, why should people watch this, invest 45 or 50 minutes of their lives into this documentary? The simple answer is because it's a good documentary, so watch it. I love it. But yeah, just want to say thank you so much to both of you for coming on and talking about this and giving me your time.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you.
Like, fucking love what you're doing at the moment. It's making me so proud, mate.
Thank you, man. We got a lot more coming, man. We got a lot more coming. This is a start. We've got a lot more coming, and you know it. You know it. We've got a lot more to talk about together, and this is one of many podcasts that will.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to. I really hope that this is the first time we've done this. So I don't.
Yeah.
Let's just hope we can do it again. I'm not sure how people will react to it, but like I enjoyed myself, so
yeah,
I'd love to do it again.
I'm keen to get a practice, man. I'm still a bit camera shy.
It's all right, man. You smashed it, man.
You smashed it, Alec. Both of you, unreal, everything, man. Like, you've opened yourself up, and that's what I love. Like, you didn't hold yourself back, and we talked about things. And we opened up the project, and yeah, I've learned a lot about what the project is about, and I am more than excited now. Like I'm waiting to see what's next. I want to hear what that guy says. That pimp. I want to hear his side of the story. I want to hear what else you have in the works. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on again, and I will speak to you soon, I guess.
Yeah, and thank you to anyone who listened this long, mate. Anyone who's listened this long, I respect you so much.
So much,
thank you as well for like sticking with us to this first one. Maybe no one will, but
But you know what? I am proud that we've done it. You know what I mean? I am proud. My hands in the air.
Mate, me too, man.
Yeah, we got this, man. We got this. But yeah, you are right. If someone is stuck, I can't see how long the recording is at the moment, but it's not 45 minutes. I'll tell you that. That was the goal. But
we could put right. Why don't we do something mental? Like we could if anyone has listened this long, we could put like some sort of word that they've got to message us. If they message us that word, we know. So people might say, "Yeah, listen to the whole thing." We'll be like, "If you didn't message the word, bro."
Yeah. The magic word.
We could even do like a competition or something. I don't know what, like a free magazine, or I don't know what.
Oh damn! Wait, should we do that? Should we make something right now on the podcast?
Okay, so if you listen to the end.
Yep.
If you're listening to this right now, at the end of the podcast, send Suev a message saying magazine or something. Yeah, magazine. How's that? Is it keep it
magazine?
simple?
Love it. Yep.
You think?
Yeah, man, that's all right.
That's all right. Come on with a better thing then. Go on.
Good.
Magazine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Free mag on the boys, man.
Yeah. Free mag. Yeah. All right. Love it. If you've listened to the end of this, free magazine. If you say magazine, if you message me saying magazine, the boys will provide you with a free magazine. Is it to everyone who messages?
No.
Or shall we say like the first, like, yeah, imagine if everyone listens, bro.
End of us, man.
Shall we, we'll see how many people, shall we say just, and we'll do like a little, like, what do you call it? On Google, you can put people's names and you can like spin the thing. So we'll do something like that and make one winner maybe.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Okay, we'll do that then. But yeah, thank you, man.
Be featured. First person who does it. First person.
Yeah, actually.
It's going to be featured in the magazine, and we're going to say thank you for listening to, for being the first person to listen to the end of the podcast.
Fuck that, mate. Front cover.
front cover, mate. You're gonna be
No,
mate. No,
I'm joking, bro.
On a genuine note, I want to say thanks because I think that shows. I don't know. It just shows something.
Yeah.
It shows something. If you listen to the end, what word do you think?
I don't know what word, man. Just love.
Love. Right. Next, Suev with cap. So this is it. So yeah, Suev. The competition. Message you with love in all caps.
Yep.
And then they'll have a feature on the magazine. A thank you.
So is there one person? Yeah. So one person will be featured on the magazine.
First person to do it.
Yeah. Okay. This is very exciting. First person to do it.
Right.
This is very exciting. People are going to be on this, man. If anyone actually listens this long, I swear, man, honestly.
Wait, no, it's calm. It will just be blank, mate.
Yeah, all right. We'll just leave it blank in the back.
Many thanks to blank for listening to the end of the podcast. Then people will listen to the end of the next one, mate. You see, it's all in there.
Oh, it's all in the head. You know it. All right, we'll do that. 100%. We'll do that. We've got people involved. And yeah, so love, that's the word. That's the magic word for today. If you listen to the end, message me with LOVE, all caps, to be featured in the India Project magazine. And that's the way of the boys saying thank you to anyone who listens to this podcast. But yeah, okay, guys, I will talk to you soon.
Yeah, man.
And
absolutely.
Thank you so much. I hope everything with the project works out how you want it to, and you can get access to the computer so you can progress.
I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Love, so much love.
All right.